All right, hello and welcome to the Q Today program for February 21st to 24th. I'm Alison Duddy, one of your hosts for this program.
And I'm your other host, Ron Campbell.
Now, as always, we just want to remind our viewers that our weekday show runs from Tuesday at 5 p.m. till Friday, and the weekend show from Friday at 5 p.m. until Tuesday, and we air every day at 8 a.m., 5 p.m., and 10 p.m.
And before we get into the news, Alison, I'm going to remind everybody that we are still looking for sponsors for the program, and you can reach us at qtoday@gmail.com. And always thanks to the Quesnel Caribou Observer for the news items that we'll be using in today's show.
And we also just give the highlights of these stories, so if you want to read the whole story or get all the details, you can pick up your copy of the Caribou Observer. So to the news, Ron.
Thank you very much. The Caribou Mining Association has started a letter campaign to all levels of government, outlining that the government policies are hindering their ability to grow and prosper. According to spokesman Arthur Toppin, no responses to their letter have been received to date. He further stated that mining is fast becoming a major economic driver for Quesnel and area, but considers that government's red tape is hampering the activities, and one of their biggest fears is the increase of fees that are charged to the miners. The article goes on to mention several other concerns that the Mining Association has. To see a copy of this letter, you can go to their website, Caribou Mining Association. I don't have the full website number, but I'm sure you'll be able to locate it. It's a very touchy subject, mining, because it involves the environmental aspects and so many other regulations that come into play. So, well, good luck. We'll see what they have.
Yes. So a man wanted on a Canada-wide warrant was arrested in Quesnel last week. Shortly after 4 p.m. on Friday the 17th, Aaron Craig Sutherland, 33, was arrested without incident by members of the Quesnel RCMP. The warrant for being unlawfully at large was issued January 19th after Sutherland failed to return to his halfway house in Kelowna. Quesnel RCMP thanked the public for their assistance in providing information, which led to his arrest. And I was actually looking on the internet, looked up a little bit about this fellow, and he's got quite a long record of stuff on his sheet. Yes. So it's probably a good thing that they got him off the streets.
Well, maybe they picked him up because of our news release.
Hey, that would be great.
Wouldn't that be? Anyhow, moving on, the council has just received a infrastructure update for 2011. The report is on Quesnel Works Capital Reinvestment Program. The project had funds allocated of $350,000, and actual funds spent totaled $337,000. The utilities upbreak outlined 4 sewer breaks in 2010, 6 in 2011, and in 2010, 5 water main breaks with 5 in 2011. I personally toured the city yard staff where this information is available, and let me tell you, it is very well run, and the city staff there are very knowledgeable, and when it comes to sewer and water utilities, the city staff are right up to date. And the reason I toured it is because the Johnson Neighborhood Association asked for a sewer and water update for the area, and I was very impressed.
Well, that's good to know. So there was another article in the Observer excuse me, regarding Amber Swan. She's a local resident, and when she heard of the recent events in Burns Lake, she knew that she had to help somehow. On January 20th, I'm sure we all know, there was an explosion and fire at the Babine Forest Products Sawmill in Burns Lake, which left 19 people injured, 2 dead, and as well the entire Babine crew lost their jobs. So Swan saw a chance to help the people of Burns Lake by organizing a fundraiser which will include a live auction and a dance to follow. With the help of her friends Anita Slovak, who's a party coordinator and who's helped with decorating and planning, and Wanda Gibbons, the manager at the Legion, the fundraiser is slated for February 25th at the Legion. After seeing the news and realizing just how close to home this is for us being a forestry-based community, I decided I needed to do something to help the people who had been tragically affected, Swan said. She has not set a fundraising goal, only to make as much money as possible, she said. Tickets are $15 each. They're available at Regency Chrysler and at the Legion, and all proceeds are going to Burns Lake, as all materials so far have been donated, which is wonderful. If you aren't available to go to the fundraiser but you'd like to donate to the village, online donations can be made using PayPal, Visa, or MasterCard at rotaryburnslake.org. Or you can send your donations to CIBC branches across Canada, and the transit number is 1050. Or you can make out checks to the Burns Lake Rotary Club and mail them to the village of Burns Lake. We'll put the address on the bottom of the screen, but it is number 15, 3rd Avenue, P.O. Box 570, Burns Lake, BC. And if you need any information, or if you have any auction items that you would like to donate, you can get a hold of Amber Swan at 250-991-6474. And you know what really struck me in this article was her saying, you know, realizing how close to home this is, because we are also forestry based, and when that happened, that was exactly what I was thinking, like that's a little too close to home for
we actually had a local company there working at the Burns Lake Mill.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
But they were on their way home before it happened.
Wow.
Unfortunately, you know, the loss of life was minimal, but the economic disaster that it's created for Burns Lake is unreal.
Have we heard yet if they are planning on rebuilding that mill, or?
They have not come back.
I think it's still kind of up in the air.
It's from out of country, of course.
Well, hopefully they will, because who knows what that would mean to the community if they don't rebuild that.
Well, can you imagine several of our mills going down here?
That's right.
You and I'd be out of a job.
We'd have nothing to talk about.
That's true. Another adventure in Quesnel's history. I love this article that's in the Caribou Observer. It's written by Andy Motherwell, and it's a story about a riverboat canoe that was used back in the 1900s. Photographs can be looked at our local Quesnel Museum. The article is a must-read because it covers the use and the adventures that this boat had. So in other words, read the article, because I could not put into words what this boat meant to various people in the Quesnel area.
I knew you would like that article.
I did.
I knew you would. I know you like those historical type ones.
Very good.
Good job. So Annie Gallant recently wrote an article about our local Walmart, and they, along with Walmart outlets across Canada, are stepping up in support of Breakfast Clubs of Canada. Between February the 16th and March the 9th, you can purchase a $1 bookmark, which helps provide breakfast to thousands of children in Canada, with each bookmark feeding one child breakfast. That's pretty good for $1. In BC last year, BCC programs have jumped from 21 to 83, which has seen a 400% increase, which is fantastic for these types of programs. And in Quesnel here, the Quesnel Partners for Student Nutrition have partnered with the Breakfast Clubs of Canada to expand their existing program to include 9 schools, feeding approximately 400 students breakfast every single day, every single school day, that is. Funds raised through this campaign between the 16th of February and March the 9th at Walmart help fund Quesnel's breakfast programs. And last year, $10,000 was raised for these programs here locally. Also purchasing certain specially marked food products at Walmart, such as Danone, Folgers, Kellogg's, Uncle Ben's, and Laughing Cow, also contribute to the BCC breakfast programs. QPSN volunteers will be in the Quesnel Walmart on February the 24th from 4 to 7 p.m. and they're going to be answering questions about why it's important to buy bookmarks and support breakfast programs in Quesnel. And on February the 25th, local dignitaries will also be on hand from noon until 2 p.m. QPSN is here to support every child in need in this community, not just those who currently benefit from our partnership with BCC, the spokesperson Christy Kennedy said. And you know, I was thinking you can't get much for $1 anymore, Ron,
No.
but to be able to feed one child a breakfast and know that they're going to school and you know, being able to feed their brain is, I
A
think that's pretty
well-fed-
awesome. Well worth a buck, the
yes.
spare change in your pocket.
A
So
well-fed child is much easier to learn than
definitely.
somebody that's going hungry.
Definitely. And I had no idea, like over 400 students every school day just, you know, are in the schools around Quesnel. That's a lot of kids.
There certainly is.
It is. So
And you
great
notice
program.
that you notice that this is another news thing about food?
Yeah. Oh, quit bugging me about that. You know, I don't even think about it when I do the stories, but you always seem
That's
to,
okay.
to remember that I
know.
always get the
I
food
know.
ones.
Well, I think of food. Anyway, Alison, into sports. The BC Winter Games are fast approaching, and once again, Quesnel is in the forefront, or I should say in the thick of things. We are providing not only 2 talented players for the female hockey team, but in the front of the list is Hazel Nazer, who will be doing the coaching. I know Hazel personally, and she's a bundle of dynamite, and she just loves the coaching aspect of it. Cheyenne Newman and Ava Keys look forward to playing for Hazel and are happy that they made the team and are looking forward to the experience that they will get playing in the BC Winter Games. So with excellent coaching, good players, good luck to the ladies in their quest for BC Winter Games Championship. And in an afternote, our Quesnel Brews lost
Oh no.
8-5
Oh dear.
to Williams Lake. Next year, out of the penalty box, all the way to the Koi Cup.
They need you as like an assistant coach or a, I don't know, one of those guys that dresses up like a hockey puck and goes out and, I don't know, something, you know.
You're sounding as if I should be a cheerleader, and I
Oh,
don't
would
look
be
good
really-
in a tutu.
That would be really cute. I didn't say a tutu. I said dressed up, you know, like a hockey puck. Remember
Oh,
the guy
yeah,
on
I
Hockey Night
remember
in
him.
Canada?
Yes,
What
yeah.
was his name? He had a name and I
Peter.
can't remember. Peter the Puck. That's right.
Peter, yeah.
Ron, we could have our own version of
Oh, thanks
Peter
a
the
lot.
Puck. Okay, so moving on in sports, swimming for the Quesnel Wave Riders Swim Club, Olivia Therian and Yana Kovacs collected a silver and a bronze medal respectively at the provincial AA championships in Chilliwack recently. Wave Riders coach Jarrett Brink was impressed with the results at only week 20 in the program. Therian, 14, and a grade 9 student at QJS entered the competition ranked 14th in the 50-meter freestyle event. I felt pretty good about jumping from 14th to 2nd, she said of her trip to the podium. In addition to her silver medal, Therian also collected 4th and 8th finishes in 2 other final events, the 100-meter freestyle and the 200-meter IM respectively. Yana Kovacs, who is 12 and a student at Dragon Lake Elementary, collected her bronze medal in the 200-meter freestyle event. Kovacs said she went into the event determined to win a medal, but making it to the finals in 5 out of her 6 events was also an accomplishment. So congratulations to both girls. I remember doing the story on what got them there, and it's great to see such great results from our young athletes again.
You know what I pick up from all of this? Quesnel has a very sports-minded community.
Definitely.
And that's great to see. You ever watch some of those commercials on there enticing children to get out? And what?
Yep.
They should take something from Quesnel.
I agree with you there.
They wouldn't have to have a
We're
commercial
always
like
doing stories on our great young athletes that are excelling in a lot of the different sports. So it's
From
great
swimming, hockey,
the
soccer,
ringette girls
yes.
and the archery,
Curling.
the Watson
Curling,
girls,
something close to
curling, a little
yes.
bit of curling, yeah, sledge hockey.
although you let us down this year. but that's
Oh, Ron,
maybe
you're
next
not
year.
going to bug me about that, are you? There's always next year. You're right.
Okay, I won't bother you about that. And now we'll go to Charlene VanKoughnett, our community reporter, with a report on FASD happenings.
Welcome back to Let's Talk FASD. And for those who have not met me before, here I am Charlene VanKoughnett. I work out of the Native Friendship Center, which is also known as Quesnel Tillicum Society. I have a resource there for people in the community to come and access information on FASD. Today I just want to talk a little bit about the importance of why we need to address fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. I have a little blurb here I would like to read. So alcohol-related birth defects have many health, social, and economic costs. For example, public health, healthcare, education outcomes, employment, justice, policing, corrections, child and family social services, welfare system, and we are all affected by FASD. Now, we sit back and I kind of get a kick out of people when I meet them, and you know, they say to me, well, I'm not affected by FASD. What do I need to know about this? Well, we all are. We all are indirectly, and maybe some of us directly. And the social costs of FASD are also high. As children age, secondary effects of FASD begin to appear, affecting their ability to function and adapt to society. These secondary effects can lead to social problems such as disrupted school time, drug and alcohol abuse, difficulty holding a job, difficulty handling money problems, interacting with others, and inappropriate sexual behavior. So again, we are affected, indirectly or directly, and the cost is high to communities. So like I always say, I think it takes a community to raise a child, and if there's anything you need to access and would like to know more about FASD, please contact me. Now, I know we have an email that will be put up on the screen, and I'm hoping that I will get some comments on today's show. And I'm going to ask you a question. Or actually, I'm going to give you a thought, and I'd like you to comment on it. And it's this. So, what can I do about FAS or FAE to make a difference in my community? And if you'd like to comment on that, or if you have any ideas of how you can answer that or make a difference, I'd like to hear from you. And maybe next time I'm here, maybe we can discuss some of the answers I received through the email. So again, thank you for coming today. And until next time, this is Charlene VanKoughnett with Let's Talk FASD.
All right, so Shirawi House had big news this past weekend. On Sunday, they completed the final component of work with the installation of the Ramna, which is specialized artwork at the entrance to the tea room. Our photographer here, John, was there, and he will be bringing you the full story in the coming days on Shaw's Express, but we have a little preview for you first, so let's take a look at that. Ron, what have you got for rumblings today?
No thought for today.
No thought, all rumblings.
All rumblings.
Okay, that works.
Today, my rumblings is about your pocketbook and mine. I'm sure that by now you've heard that BC Hydro is raising their rates by 7%. The carbon tax is going up this spring. Medical payments are being increased. ICBC is after an increase. Natural gas is after an increase. And if you talk to any food shoppers in and around, the cost of groceries is becoming obscene. 3 big items that we need: food, fuel, and heat have all gone up. Municipal spending across the province has risen by 40%. It's time that we in Quesnel had a local taxpayer association and start letting the government know and their affiliates that our funds are limited and in some cases exhausted. Enough is enough. If you feel the same way, let us know. Email qtoday@gmail.com and stay tuned, because tonight the City Council is once again going over the preliminary budget, and I am sure that there is going to be an increase there too. So stay tuned. There's more to come.
Like we haven't been hit hard enough already. You're not kidding though. This year it just seems like everybody wants an increase.
Yes.
It's all coming out of our pockets.
Yes, regardless of it's federal, provincial, or municipal.
So
if it's
true.
ICBC or any of it, we're all paying for it.
Yeah.
And it's getting beyond control.
It is so true.
So enough is enough.
I agree. I
The
agree
buck
with your
stops
rumblings
here.
today.
The buck stops here.
Take that buck and spend it on a bookmark at Walmart.
There you go.
All right, so now it's time to take a look at some local happenings with our community calendar.
Well, that's it for this show. You can contact us at our new email address, qtoday@gmail.com, to give us our feedback, any tips on anything that you'd like us to cover. And if you would like to be a sponsor or volunteer, you can call Nate at 992-3650, or call the station and leave a message with John McKenzie at 992-8363.
And remember, Q Today is produced by QMag, the Quesnel Media Access Group. Our purpose is to get a conversation going for Quesnel, by Quesnel. And you can also watch us on the internet at www.qcatv.ca, which is run by our colleague here, Eddie D'Souza.
Good.
So that's it. Bye for now.